Monday evening, Philadelphia. Let's go out to. I believe you still in California. Sugar Shane Mosley, Shane Mosley Jr. What's happening?
I'm doing good, brother. No, I'm actually in Las Vegas right now.
In
I'm here
in
in Las Vegas, and going to be fighting here in Las Vegas as well.
good segue. That's what we call that a segue in our business because this Saturday night you will be fighting at the Mandalay Bay, taking on Jason Quigley in a very important fight, in my opinion. It's a fight. Two guys. The winner will be fighting probably for something in their next. I'm not saying a world title fight, but probably some. This is like a real positioning battle for this kind of fight. Is that the way you're looking at it?
Yeah, that's what you got to look at it, man. Every fight is the fight of your life, and this one is.
Yeah, but I'm saying like yeah, he's 18-1. You're 17-3. This fight will establish a contender. I believe in the middleweight division.
Absolutely. That's what I hope that it does, and I think that it will.
Jason Quigley, guy's been around a little bit, 18-1. What's he bring to the table?
He brings a lot of pressure. He brings definitely, from what it seems, power. I mean, he out of his 18 fights, he has 13 by knockout, I believe. I mean, he definitely, I would assume he brings power and aggression, and you know, I would say that he is El Animal for a reason.
Since your loss in the contender final, you've been on quite a roll. You've won four in a row. And I know I've interviewed you a couple times in this thing. What's been the difference in this role that you're on?
Just maturing as a man. You bring everything you are as a man into the ring, and I feel like I've been growing as a man, growing in my faith, growing in as a father, as a husband. So a lot of those things make a difference.
So you're saying a lot of the stuff that is going on outside the ring is now, I guess sounds like stable, settled, and stable, which actually has helped your fight game.
Yeah, absolutely. Stability is always important especially in a life like boxing life. I mean, it's very complex and hard and changing all the time. So you to have that stability, to have something that you can really have a rock is important.
The middleweight division, obviously, you have a big opportunity ahead of you on Saturday night against Jason Quigley. The middleweight division, you got Jamal Charlo, you got Gennady Golovkin, some other guys out there. I mean, a win on Saturday night probably gets you a fight or two away. Is that the way you're looking at this?
Yes, that's the way that I'm looking at it, and that's the way you have to look at it.
I know this is the cliche. Every fight's the biggest fight of your life, but I guess maybe outside of the contender, which maybe would have catapulted you maybe closer to a title fight, you feel that this is your next biggest opportunity?
Yes, absolutely. So I think that the contender was important for me because obviously it gave me some validity as my own fighter. I mean, there was a lot of great fighters that were in that competition, and to be able to come out as a finalist in that showed that I had something that maybe people overlooked or maybe see yet. So I think that was great for me because people could actually see me and maybe give me another chance. I mean, I also had at that point, two losses before the contender, and people kind of written me off and said, yeah, he's just living off his dad's name and doing this for whatever. And when after I came out and I became a finalist, they were like, okay, maybe there is something there. He lost to a guy like Brandon Adams, who is even right now a contender. You know what I mean? And he's a great fighter in his own right. So it just helped me level up. And I think this right now, obviously, um, this will put me on a more like world, stage and be able to give me that validity that way.
I know a lot of fighters. I've talked to a lot of. In fact, I talked to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. on Friday. I know a lot of fighters. Obviously, you embrace what your name is. But do you feel in the last, like you said, maybe start with the contender, last four fights, that Shane Mosley Jr. now stands on? Pretty much you're out of that shadow a little bit.
Yeah, I would hope that I mean, I definitely feel out of that shadow. I mean, that, you can only hold on to, or I mean, you can only hold on to what is yours. I mean, I can't hold on to what people feel and my dad's legacy. That's not mine. I mean, like, he lived his life. He got everything he got out of boxing, and I mean, he's great, because of it. But for me, I need my own. I can't.
Yeah.
I get nothing out of saying, "Oh yeah, I'm Shane Mosley's son." You know what I mean? Like, get me in the Hall of Fame. No, it don't work that way. You know what I mean? It don't work that way. Oh, let me get a world championship. I'm Shane Mosley's son. It don't work like that. You know what I mean? You got to prove yourself, and in order to do that, you have to show up and show out and stand out when the time is right. So and that time for me is going to be on Saturday, and then hopefully we have other opportunities that follow.
Without giving much away, what's going to be the difference in your favor on Saturday night?
My boxing, my boxing, my IQ, my ability to stop what he's trying to do.
Just one last question. Dating back to the question we had to cut. We're talking about a second ago about your dad. Big fight in Las Vegas. Is this harking back to maybe you as a kid and what your dad was going through, and now on the Strip it's Shane Mosley Jr. as part of a big show?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very nostalgic. It definitely brings back memories for me. Kind of having the same exact venue actually where he fought. I believe for the first time it was Fernando Vargas. I think he fought some other times at the Mandalay Bay. So it definitely brings back some nostalgia, and it's really cool to be able to bring my own kids or around the Mandalay Bay as well.
Like I said, this is, like I said, it's on Vegas on a big lightweight world title fight undercard with Devin Haney. It's a big deal. The fact that you noticed that as a youngster, does that help prepare you for obviously maybe it doesn't prepare you for what happens once the bell rings on Saturday night, but how you go about your business this week, that you kind of witnessed that growing up?
Yeah, absolutely. Every experience that you've gained helps for the next, right? So absolutely, being around the sport of boxing, being around high levels of boxing, being around championship fights and championship camps and people and things like that, you kind of are able to make the adjustments accordingly. And I also, going a little bit back, I think that is what helped me in the contender, right? It helped me. I was able to use that kind of knowledge, being around, staying focused, kind of letting certain things just pass by. I use that to my advantage, and obviously you have to only you only can use what you have, and I do have that experience.
How does this fight? Obviously, I know you're going to say with your hand in the air after the fight, but with he's an aggressive guy. He's got knockout power. You've just established that you feel that your boxing skills are going to carry the day. It looks for a pretty good style clash.
It does. It definitely does, and we'll see what happens. But you can only give your best, and I think that my best is the best. So, we go out there and I go prove it.
What do you want to say to the fans in closing before we let you go? And we see you this Saturday night live on DAZN. You take on Jason Quigley in an important middleweight bout. Like I said before, I think it's a fight for positioning in the middleweight division.
Yes, absolutely. What I want to say to the fans is thank you. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you supporting. Thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for supporting my sport, right, which is the sport of boxing, and I can't thank you more because it's the thing that I love the most, and it helps me provide for my family and everything else. So thank you so much, and I hope you continue to watch.
And where do we get you on social media?
We got at Shane Mosley Jr. on Instagram, at one Shane Mosley Jr. on Twitter. Facebook is going to be Shane Mosley Jr.
Well, we look forward to seeing this fight, one of the big fights on the big Devin Haney, Jorge Linares card this Saturday night, live on DAZN at the, I think it's called the Michelob Ultra
Yes.
Arena now. Used to be the Mandalay Bay Event Center. So
Yeah,
I guess they got a couple dollars to name the arena now. So it's in one of the great venues. I've seen many fights there, and look forward to seeing you Saturday night live on DAZN. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. And that was Shane Mosley Jr., who joined us this just now. And like I said, he'll be fighting on one of the main fights this Saturday night live on DAZN. Jorge Linares tries to win the WBC lightweight title when he takes on Devin Haney in the main event. Just a big night of boxing. Later this week, actually, I'll announce that tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, I will be talking to one of the greatest fighters who ever put the gloves on. Some people call him the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, Julio Cesar Chavez. We join me at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. So get ready for that this week. We're also looking to talk to maybe Jason Quigley. We put a thing in for Jason Quigley, Gary Antoine Russell, who fights on Showtime, maybe Nonito Donaire. So we got some good interviews lined up. Also, a couple young prospects, I think, are going to join us later this week. So thank everyone for tuning in for this quick interview with Shane Mosley Jr.